Yo, what's up? What's up? Welcome back to another episode of Cave or Conquer. It's been a very, very long time since me and Robbie J got together for an episode due to me being in Africa and her going out and changing the world with Kai Green and friends. And this has been really epic. So, I appreciate y'all tapping in. Robbie, how have you been?
Been awesome. Like you said, there's a lot of cool stuff going on. Some things that are pretty epic. And if you would have told me a year ago this is what my life would look like right now, I'd been like, you crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I'm really, really proud of y'all. Like, it's so invigorating. I'm like, wow, like their life literally just changed in like 2.5 seconds. But it was based off of consistency,
Hmm.
and today in this episode, we're going to talk about, you know, the revisiting the message of the purpose of the brand. And I think it ties in well. But before we do that, we are going to watch a video. If
Oh no.
I can get it right. There we go.
Themselves with Thanksgiving leftovers, why not earn some extra cash and gift cards to buy, shoes and food and iPhones with swag bucks? Earn rewards by taking research surveys, watching videos, playing games, or even shopping online. Click the link right there at the top of my description box and start earning extra cash. Looks like this. Swag bucks. I know you've probably heard it before, and you're still not happy hearing it again, but this is what the ideal male body looks like. This is peak performance. I work hard, play harder. It's because of the way that I work and play that affords me the kind of lifestyle you all could only dream of. You're looking at the culmination of my optimal life choices, friend.
Oh.
No need to be jealous. It's a long way down.
Haters gonna hate.
And I pity those I've known who've fallen by the wayside. Gotta make sure to keep my energy levels up at all times, lest I spontaneously die. One more of those sick Frankie dogs, please.
Sir, I don't give you any more hot dog. You promise?
This
I don't
is
know
awesome.
what you just walked us into.
I was just showing them. I was showing the viewers what Cave and Conquer is really about. Okay, it's really about enjoying hot dogs and having a good time. Ain't that right? No.
No.
We should probably let them know. Let us know what Cave and Conquer is all about. So, first of all, what is Cave and Conquer? How did it start? Break it down to our viewers and kind of give us the stilo. Right now, I think when we first started this, we were at around 200 subscribers or less within the
Mhm.
last few months. Well, now we're up at like 406 last time I checked. So,
Nice.
what are you saying?
I said nice
Yeah,
growth.
so we moving. So can you kind of what was going on? How did Caver Conquer start? What is Caver Conquer?
So Caver Conquer started, I think honestly, realistically, it started back 2017. It's when I was in flight school. I just got out of a really, really, really bad relationship. And I was kind of in a position where, there were a lot of outcomes of that I was having to face. And I didn't really
Hmm.
have anybody to talk to about it. I had
Uh,
no idea what my career was going to look like. I really just kind of felt lost, honestly. And so before I realized kind of what happened, I had started adopting this mantra of cave or conquer, and that soon became something that would come up in my life over and over the next few years. And finally, in 2019, my ex and I were talking about it, and he was like, like that's a really really powerful message, and I feel like a lot of people could really resonate with that. So when it actually started, it wasn't even about fitness at all. It was about going through a lot of hard times in life and feeling like I had no one to turn to, no one to talk to, no one that would really could understand or were willing to try to understand, and I felt just kind of by myself. And I realized, I had one decision. I was at a point where I either, I could either let myself out of the situation permanently, or, I could dig in and just keep moving, even if it was just one step or one action or 1 minute, 1 hour at a time.
wow.
And that was that was how Caver Conquer started. And, that was really what it was about. And so when we started this podcast, we started doing like a Caver Conquer fitness like edition of it. And the thing, and I talked to you about it a little bit, was it never really started out to be a fitness brand. Like we do a lot of t-shirts, a lot of tanks and a lot of that stuff, but really it's not even the clothing. It's really the message and the lifestyle within that message once you adopt it. And so I
Mhm.
really wanted to go back and start throwing some things in the podcast that really realigned with what that was. And that was basically everybody has one decision. Everybody goes through really hard times. It's just, what are you going to do with it?
Mhm.
So are you
No.
going to cave to the pressures of life, or are you going to figure out how to learn from it? How are you going to conquer them and then make yourself better?
Well, and I want to caveat: fitness is, the way in the right direction towards conquering those things. Because once you can conquer the body, it makes it a lot easier to conquer the mind. But a lot of times I think, because there's no way, Robbie, there's no way you're going to be able to separate your brand from fitness.
Yeah.
It's just everything you are at this point. It's a part of you. It's a part of your friendships. It's what interlocks a lot of the things that we do on a regular basis. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And so in your day-to-day life, how do you feel, how does Care or Conquer relate to everyday life?
I mean, it's still something that I have to deal with every day. And, I think one of the things with having this brand is it kind of holds me more accountable. But having said that, there are still days where I let life get to me. Like, there are going to be days where I still let life get to me. But the reason, like in the logo, that you've got two battle axes with a sword in the middle, it's kind of representing how you are going to have this unending fight on a day-to-day basis. And it's, do I give up? Do I keep going? And you've got that sword in the middle because you don't know what way you're going to go. But every single day you're faced with that decision. The thing is you're not stuck. If you live to see another day, you have another day to make a better decision than you did the day before. And
so I guess my question is, what is that like? So at that moment, what do you do when you feel overwhelmed? What do you do?
A lot of it goes back to remembering purpose. I've talked about it a lot on Instagram lately, but I realize that as I continue to fall into my purpose with with bodybuilding, with posing, with sobriety, as I continue to grow in all these different things, chances are there's going to be more exposure. Therefore, I'm going to be an example. And so that kind of comes with this pressure too of, although, I'm still human, if I have this, I have to live by it. It's
That's
much
real.
deeper than I just don't feel great today. I don't want to do life today. It's, I'm actually kind of the leader of this whole entire mantra. And so I have to show through my actions, I have to live by it. I have to lead by example.
So it sounds like ultimate accountability.
Yeah.
It sounds like Care or Conquer at the end of the day is accountability to yourself, accountability to your friends, and accountability to, the people that tap into the brand that is you. And I think that's awesome. Going forward, so where do you see Care or Conquer going? I know you've got some things in the pot that are going on there. What is your vision for Care or Conquer going forward?
Eventually, I really honestly want to use this as almost a form of outreach. I told one of my friends, I'm not here for the haves. I'm here for the have-nots.
That's fair.
I've been that person, and I'm not saying at all that like I had a hard upbringing or anything like that. I've went through some of my own obstacles. Everybody has. But, I know what it feels like to have moments where you want to do something with your life and you don't know how to go about it, but you're passionate about it, but you don't feel like you have the things like that you need in order to make it happen. And I realize as long as you have that passion and you're willing to make and take certain steps, you literally can literally move mountains with it. And so I really want to use Care or Conquer, as somewhere where people can get away, almost as like a retreat. They can get away, they can look at life and how it is, and then they can look at their perspective and start to question it, and then finally ask themselves, like, what do I really want out of this life? I get one shot at it. I'm only here once. What do I want to do with it? What is my purpose? Where do I thrive, and how can I use that to help other people? And I think, especially in America right now, we don't ask those questions. We get told kind of a systematic process of how we're supposed to live. You go to school, you get a job, you find somebody, you get married, you have kids, you raise them, they go through the process, you retire, you're dead. And like, when I think about it like that, it's like, where in that one, do you ever get asked, what is your purpose? What drives you? What makes you happy? What are those things that like what are those things that you do that help you get out of bed in the morning? And then how can you actually pursue that to not just make you happy, but use that to inspire other people and get
Yeah,
them
100.
going on another journey that even though it doesn't look the same as yours, that concept's the same. They're finding something they love, they're finding something they're passionate about, they're digging into it and then figuring out how to use that to give back to other people.
Mhm.
And that's really where I want to take this brand, because ultimately that's what it's about. First, you have to ask yourself, what am I going to do? I've got one decision, cave or conquer. Once you get that, it's all right. Now I've really adopted this. So how can I take this mindset and run with it to inspire other people?
Hmm. Yeah, no, 100%. And I see that in your day-to-day life. I think it's amazing that how you have taken that and fostered and kindled that fire inside of others to go out and cave or conquer together. Not only, no, not alone, but together.
Yeah.
I found that, being connected with you as long as I have, like forever, we've got, basically like conduits, through other people to keep us going. Even your people have liked and, commented on some of my stuff. You know what I mean? So it was pretty good, and it's actually pretty surreal because, you know, we were like a two, series podcast, and now we've got three or four, and we've got different guests coming on. So it's huge. I look forward to working with you in the future and who you're gonna have on the podcast, and
Yeah.
different types of content you're gonna bring out. It's gonna be purely amazing because that's all you do. You conquer. And I'm extremely proud of you, Robbie J. So, without further ado, this has been Behind the Brand of revisiting the message of Cave or Conquer and going forth. So, we appreciate y'all. It's been another episode of Cave or Conquer. I'm Tommy,
I'm Robbie.
and this is Proactive Pragmatism. We appreciate y'all.